everybody, it's Teresa. Welcome to my channel. I've got the macrame board out again. I'm going to do a little bit of macrame today, and I'm going to use some of the products I got from Beebeecraft. In case you're not familiar, Beebeecraft is an online craft supply store. They have lots of beads and findings and jewelry making supplies. If you have a channel and you have at least 100 subscribers, you can apply to be in their YouTube program and get products and do tutorials for them. I'll post a link in the description box below so you can check that program out if you're interested. They offer free shipping for orders over $25. I have a coupon code. It's Teresa10, and I'll put it on the screen here and in the description box below. It'll save you 10% off your order if you make an order with them. I'll put links to all the Beebeecraft products I'm using in the description box below, along with links to the other tools and supplies I'm using, as many as I can find. And I'll also link the Beebeecraft homepage in the description box below. So in here I've got the 8mm dyed natural agate faceted round beads. The color is coral, and these are some that I got in my latest order from Beebeecraft. I've got my macrame board, my GS Hypo cement. I've got a couple of T-pins I'm probably going to have to use here. I've got some polyester cord here. I don't know about the color. It looks kind of like a turquoise to me, and I think it's 0.4mm. I got it in this box that I got from Amazon years ago, and I'll find the link and put it in the description box below. And here I've got some findings. I've got a toggle clasp, a connector ring. I've got 6 5mm jump rings. I've got a clamshell tip. I've got a white rondelle that I dug out of my bead soup that I think I'm going to hang off the connector as a dangle. These beads have some white in them, so I thought that would be okay. And I've got a ball head pin that I'm going to do that with. Got a couple of charms here. I've got an owl and a leaf I'm going to hang off this connector. I've got 2 1mm crimp tubes. No, 2 1mm crimp beads and 1 2mm crimp tube and 1 wire guardian. I know that sounds odd, but I have a plan. I really do. And I've got a piece of bead stringing wire here that has seen better days. I had put something on this and then didn't like it and took it off, and it's been shuffled around on my desk so much that it's got kinked here, but it's going to work for, I'm going to salvage it. It's going to work for what I'm doing today. It's way longer than what I need anyway. Of course, I've got my scissors to cut my cord with. And hold on, I'll get the tools I'm going to use. Okay, here's my tools, and I hope I'm not making y'all dizzy laying all these out in a circle like this. This started out to be such a simple project. I don't know why I need so many tools. I mean, it is a simple project. It's not hard at all. But it just turns out I'm going to need all these tools, I think. I've got my tweezer pliers, my chain nose pliers, my round nose pliers, both pairs of my bent chain nose pliers, both pairs of my crimping pliers, and both pairs of my cutters. So hold on, and I'll get some of my stuff poured out here, and I'll be back. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to take my bead stringing wire, and I'm going to put my wire guardian on here. And I'm going to go down the other channel of my wire guardian. And I'm going to find the center of my bead stringing wire. I'm going to put both ends of it together here. Find the ends. And then center my wire guardian. It doesn't really matter. Like I said, I've got plenty of bead stringing wire here, more than I need. Now I'm going to take my crimp tube and I'm going to put it on, I'm going to put both of these strands of bead stringing wire through here. And bring it all the way down here to where my wire guardian is. And I'm going to take my crimping pliers and I'm going to make sure that my wires are not crossed. Hold my wires apart. I'm going to go on that part there that has the tooth. I'm going to lay the tooth on top. I'm going to squeeze. That puts each little wire in its own little channel there. Now I'm going to go into that part. There's 3 half circles on each side there. I'm going to go into that middle one because that's the one for the 2mm crimp tubes. And I'm going to lay that in there, lay my crimp in there, and squeeze. And now I'm going to go down to the one for the 1mm crimp tubes and squeeze again, just to get it a little extra tight. I'm going to tug and make sure everything's okay, and it is. So now I'm going to get my macrame board and set it up. So hold on, I'll be back. Okay, I've got my macrame board here, and I've tilted it up, hoping that y'all can see what I'm doing. I'm going to take my piece of bead string wire, and I'm going to put it up here at the top where my measurements are. And I'm going to pin it on here with my T-pins. Probably don't need 2 of them, but I got 2 of them out, so I guess I'll use 2 of them. Now I'm going to take my beads here, and I'm going to take both ends of my bead string and wire, and I'm just going to start loading these beads on to both strands here. And I don't know how many of these I'm going to need. Well, I'm just going to load several of them on there like that. And when I get several of them on there, I'll be back. Okay, I've got several of them on here now. I don't know if I might need more. I might not need this many. I don't know. I'm going to take the other end of my bead stringing wire, and I'm going to put it between the slit on my macrame board here. And since I've got plenty, I'm going to put another one up through there, and it just helps keep it tight. And now I've got about 5 feet of my the cord I'm going to use to macrame with. I'm planning on doing about 5 inches of macrame because my findings I've measured out, and they're going to take probably about 2.5 inches. So if I want a 7.5 inch bracelet, I'm going to probably need about 5 inches of macrame, and I usually do about 1 foot per inch. So I'm gonna put my ends together and find the center. And I'm gonna push my beads down here, and I'm gonna put my cord under my 2 pieces of bead stringing wire. I'm gonna try to keep hold of it so I don't lose my center, and I'm gonna pull this one side through. So I have the same on each side. And now I'm going to make a square knot. And we've done this before, but I'm going to do my first side. I'm going to make a loop here that my macrame cord's trying to curl up on me here. But I'm going to make a loop there that kind of makes it look like a P. And I'm going to hold it there. I'm going to take my left piece of cord, and I'm going to go over this cord, under both of my pieces of bead string and wire, and up through the loop of the P. I'm going to hold on so that I don't lose my center. This first knot's the fiddliest one to do because you're trying to make sure you don't lose your center. And now I'm going to just pull it up tight there like that. And you don't have to start on the right. If you're more comfortable starting on the left, that's fine. I just always start on the right. Now I'm going to do the second part of my square knot, which is I'm going to make what I call a Q. And I'm going to take this cord and go over this cord, under both pieces of bead string and wire, through the loop, under this cord that makes my Q, through the loop, and pull my knot up, and I'm going to push it up there again. It's trying to slide down because this bead stringing wire is slippery. Now I'm going to do that again. I'm going to make my P, take this cord, go over this cord, under both pieces of bead string wire up through the loop of the P. Pull my knot up. And I'm going to have to keep pushing that up there because this bead string wire, like I said, it's slippery, so it'll keep trying to slide down it. Now I'm going to make my Q. Go over this cord under the bead string wire and through the loop of the Q. Pull my knot, pull my cord through and tighten up my knot. So that's 2. Now I'm going to make another one. I'm going to do my P, go over this cord under both center cords and through the loop of the P. Bring the cord through, tighten. I'm going to make my Q, go over this cord under the center cords through the loop of the Q, pull my thread through and tighten. Now that's 3. I'm going to make 3. Now I'm going to push my, and you can do how many you want to. I'm going to push one of my beads up here. Now I'm going to do a square knot around my bead. I'm going to make my P. I'm going to go over this cord under the 2 center pieces of bead string wire up through the loop of the P. Tighten. Now I'm going to make my Q. Take this cord, go over this cord under the 2 pieces of bead string wire up through the loop of the Q. Tighten. Now I'm going to make a couple of square knots between my beads. So I'm going to do another one here. I'm going to do a P. Go over this cord under the center cords through the loop of the P. Tighten. Make my Q. Go over this cord under the 2 center cords through the loop of the Q. Pull my thread or cord through. Tighten. Now I'm going to push another bead up. I'm going to make my P. Go over this cord under the center bead string wires through the loop of the P. Tighten. Make my Q. Go over this cord under the center cords through the loop of the Q. Tighten. Make one more. Make my P. Over this cord under the center cords through the loop of the P. Tighten. Make my Q. Over this cord under the center cords through the loop of the Q. Tighten. Now I'm going to bring my other bead up, and I'm just going to keep doing this till I get down here to about the 5-inch mark. And when I get 5 inches done, I'll be back. Okay, I'm down here. I'm a little bit past my 5 inches, but I've used 11 of my beads, and I've made my 2 square knots after my bead. I'm going to make one more because I want to have 3 at this end like I started with. So I'm going to make one more square knot here, and I'm going to make my P. Go over this cord under the bead stringing wire through the loop of the P and tighten. Make my Q. Go over this cord under the bead stringing wire through the loop of the Q and tighten. And I've got way too much macrame cord cut off here, but I would always rather have too much than not enough, but it usually works out closer than that. I don't know what I did wrong. So now I'm going to take it off my board, and I'll be back and show you how I'm going to finish it off. Okay, this is what I've got now, and I've got my clamshell tip here, and I've got my 2 little 1mm crimp beads. I think I bought those by accident one time thinking they were 2mm and they were 1mm, so I try to use them when I have opportunities like this because I always use the 2mm. So I'm going to take both pieces of my bead stringing wire, and I'm going to put it through the hole of my clamshell tip there, like that. And now I'm going to see if I can get one of these pieces of bead stringing or cord through here too. I'm going to try to get both of them through here, but I'm pretty sure I've got out one of my Big Eye needles here. I should have had it out to begin with. I'm pretty sure I'm going to have it to get the second one through there. I might have to have it to get them both through here. I don't know. I'll try to get this one through here without it. Okay, there we go. Okay, now I know I'm not going to be able to get this one through here without my Big Eye needle. I hope I can get it through with my Big Eye needle. Put my cord through the eye of the needle there. And now I'm going to stick my needle through there. And hopefully pull this through without breaking the eye of my needle. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Get my needle off of here. Okay, now I've got both pieces of my bead string wire and both pieces of my cord through there. Pull it all down tight. Not terribly tight, but down against the work. Now I'm going to take both pieces of, I'm going to separate my cords out here. I'm going to take both pieces of my bead stringing wire and I'm going to put both pieces through one of my little crimp beads here, and they'll go through there because I already tried them. I'd have to switch hands, but they'll go through there. I think I'm wrong. I think I did it with this hand. There we go. And now I'm going to put the other one on there. I just like to put two on here just to be safe. I'm sure it's probably not necessary, but I like to do that. So now I'm going to pull it all the way down here till it's inside my clamshell tip here. I might just need one. Two might not fit in there with all that cord and stuff. I think I'll just use one. I don't think I need two anyway, and I don't think two will fit down in there with all that cord. Now I'm going to take my tweezer pliers and I'm just going to flat crimp this. I'm just going to squish my crimp. Tug on it, make sure it's good. Now I'm going to take my cutters, cut off my wires. I'm not going to cut them right up against that crimp tube though. I'm just going to leave a little bit of wire there. It'll be hid in the clamshell tip anyway. Apparently my cutters don't want to cut two pieces of bead string and wire at once, so I'll just have to do it one at a time. There we go. Okay, now I'm going to take my cords and I'm going to tie them into a knot. Just an overhand knot. Pull that down in there. And now I'm going to take my GS Hypo cement, put a little bit of glue on my knot. if I can get the lid back on this. Now I think I'll tie another knot because I think another knot will fit in there. And now I'm just going to cut it off. I don't know about these cutters, or those scissors are pretty dull. These are my little scissors I got from Beebeecraft anyway. I should be using these anyway. Okay, now I'm going to close my clamshell tip part of the way. I got some cord sticking out there. I'm going to use my thread burner and burn that down. Didn't talk about my thread burner when I did my supplies either, because I didn't think about needing it, but I guess I do. Okay, now I'm going to close my clamshell tip a little bit. I'll take my tweezer pliers and close it the rest of the way. Try to get my holes lined up there. I've still got some cord sticking out there, so I'm going to burn that down. Just got a little sticking out over here. Actually, I think that's my bead stringing wire sticking out over there. See if I can get that cut off. Yeah, there we go. Okay, now this is what I've got. Now I'm going to get the rest of my findings and I'll be back. Okay, I've got the rest of my findings here. First I'm going to make my little dangle with my little rondelle bead here. I'm going to put it on my ball head pin. Take my pliers. Go to the very tip of the pliers. Bend at a 90-degree angle. Around those pliers, put them in the crook of the bend, around those pliers facing me. Bend the wire back until it hits the bead. Rotate the pliers till they're facing the table. Take this part up and under here until it hits the bottom of the tool. Cock the wire back until the loop is centered over the bead. I'm going to take my bent chain nose pliers and hold on to my loop. Bring my wire down a little bit here. I'm going to take my other pair of bent chain nose pliers and start to wrap. I don't know if my loop was centered over my bead as well as it should have been. It's important to get that first wrap good and tight. And just keep wrapping until there's no more room to wrap. I'm going to take my cutters, cut off my extra wire, and I forgot to talk about my little New Orleans shot glass. He'll be mad at me. That's what I put my wires in when I cut them off. Now I'm going to take these crimping pliers and I'm going to go into that part at the very end there with the little half circle on each side, and I'm going to tuck in my little burr there where I cut my wire off. And now I'm going to take my chain nose pliers and my bent chain nose pliers and one of my jump rings. Open up my jump ring. Put on the side with my wire guardian. I mean, it doesn't matter, you can do either side. And my little link here. Close it up. And then I'm going to take my another jump ring, open it up, put it on the other side of my link, and put my toggle ring on this side. Close it up. And I'm going to take a jump ring, open it up, hang my little dangle I just made on my little connector link here. Close it up really well. I'm going to take another jump ring, open it up, put my little owl on here, I should have opened that up a little more. I'm going to take another jump ring, open it up, put my little leaf on here, put it on my link. Close it up really well. I'm going to take this other end and my last jump ring, open it up, thread it through my clamshell tip here, put my toggle bar on. Well, almost got through it all without dropping something. Close it up really well. There we go. There's my little bracelet. Hold on, let me get my tools and things cleaned up and I'll be back. Okay, I've changed my mind. I've decided I don't really like the way that white rondelle looks on there, so I'm going to take it off and I'm going to make a dangle with another one of my coral beads here. After I got it on there, I just decided I didn't like the way it looked. I thought there was enough white in those beads that it would look all right, but I don't really like it. So I'm going to go to the tip of my pliers, make a 90-degree bend, round those pliers in the crook of the bend, round those pliers facing me, bend the wire back until it hits the bead, rotate the pliers so they're facing the table, take this part up and under here until it hits the bottom of the tool, cock the wire back until the loop is centered over the bead, take my bent chain nose pliers and hold on to my loop, bring my wire down a little bit, take my other pair of bent chain nose pliers and start to wrap. Get that first wrap good and tight. And just keep wrapping until there's no more room to wrap. cutters. Cut off my extra wire. Take my crimping pliers and tuck in a little burr. Now I'm going to take this rondelle off here and I'll use him for something else. Find where the split is in this jump ring. There it is. Just slip it off there and switch it out for this one. Yeah, I like that better. So, now, hold on, I'll get my stuff put up and I'll be back. Okay, there's my little macrame bracelet. I've measured something wrong because it came out to be only 7 inches instead of 7.5, which is unusual because I usually end up making things a lot bigger than I mean to. But this time it came out smaller than I meant for it to. I guess I should have done one more bead or something, but I hope you all have enjoyed this video. Like I said, that if you decide to make an order with Beebeecraft, that coupon code will save you 10% off your order. As always, thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate those of you who have subscribed to my channel and watched my videos and liked and commented on my videos. I have a website where I sell my jewelry. It's Teresa's Handmade Jewelry, and I'll put a link to it in the description box below in case you're interested, along with a link to my Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, and my email. If you haven't, I'd really love it if you'd subscribe and hit the notification bell so you're notified when I upload a new video. So until next time, hope y'all have a great day. Take care.
Thank you.